So it is the 31st of July, and we'll have a look and see what's happened here. Been a lot of growth going on, of course. So this is all the cherry tomatoes. They've reached the top of the trellis, so I might have to clip that back a little, or not. We'll see. So those are starting to come in, two different varieties here. Well, there's the same variety, just one's a mutation. So plenty of the red cherries, and then these orange ones, which have just a gorgeous flavor to them. Down here, these are green bell peppers. So picked some of them yesterday for dinner, so there's not any. Well, there's only a couple of them hanging around here. I have to get them tied onto the stakes here shortly. This is tomatoes. So this is the San Marzano types. These are not looking fantastic. They're kind of yellowed. I think they just need a bit of fertilizer. So I'll take care of that. And that'll be cool. Those are cone flowers, which are going to go in the front yard later on. Come through the tunnel of cucumbers. Cucumbers are starting to come in now, and having them right there in the cage makes them very easy to get to. So they're growing up nicely across the cage. Hopefully they'll run all the way down the other side. So we've already picked a couple off of here. Brussels sprouts, not growing very fast. I don't know if I'm going to bother doing these anymore because they just take up so much room, and you don't get a whole lot out of it. A couple of peppers, cayenne, that I threw in there. The problem here, the soil, it's very dense, a lot of clay. So I need to amend that this winter. Zucchinis, putting out plenty of flowers, not too many zucchinis yet. Little disappointing, but it looks like generally it's in good shape, so should get some zucchinis out of this. I had beans in here. I pulled all the beans out yesterday just because they take up an awful lot of room and I don't get a lot out of them, because I prefer the pole beans. So I threw a couple of eggplants in there earlier today. Those are some peppers. They're also looking kind of yellow. The leaves, not the peppers. The peppers are supposed to be yellow. So a bit of fertilizer might do all right. The green right in the middle, so there's still plenty of health. It's just going slow. The pickling cucumbers are not climbing much at all. I'm kind of disappointed in those. They're making pickles, so you can see them, but they're not climbing nearly as much. They're very, very densely packed pickles, so they're just not climbing the fence very well. So a little disappointing there. Down in here, those are leeks back there. Those are still doing fine. It's been very dry for the last week, and you can see with all the clay that's in the soil, it's just cracking up, and not in a funny way. Hungarian peppers, those are doing fine. More zucchini. There's one starting to form right there. Those are Hungarian yellow peppers. They're doing fine. And you can see the difference that the depth of the soil makes. These ones are much, much taller than those, and I think it's to do with just them holding on to water, rotting the roots. More zucchinis. Not a lot going on in there. Alright, back here we have sunflowers are about 8 feet tall now. Only have about a half dozen of them. These are just a sweet pepper carnival, the variety. We picked them yesterday as well. They need a lot more fertilizer too. There's another one. So they make little snacking peppers, so pretty nice. Dill going to seed very soon. These are poblano peppers, doing very well, making very tall, lots of leaves, not too many peppers, but I think it hasn't been hot enough for them, believe it or not. So I've gotten a few off there, and it's time to stake them back. Back there, of course, are the pole beans. Picked a whole bunch yesterday. and there's plenty of them in there, and they're spreading like mad everywhere they can. They're just crawling up and around everything. So no shortage of beans. They're always a very good producer. So yeah, lots of beans. This was the onion bed, so the onions are done. They're picked and drying right now. So those are more eggplants, a fingerling variety. Those are jalapenos. I've picked a few already. There's a few growing in there. I'll have to stake these up. And on the back those are melons, which are being suspended by pantyhose, just to take the weight off of the vines. So those are looking good. So it's about the size of my hand. So that's a cantaloupe. So I have a few more that need to get hung. These are their tiny ones. I'll basically just cut them off to allow for the big ones to grow. Wall of tomatoes is doing fairly well. I kind of like this variety actually. Grow a lot of them very densely packed. Let me come around the back here. So they're starting to turn red. You get a bit of red color on there now. So they're doing alright. I cut the tops on them just so they'll direct the energy into the fruit. This is a variety, it's called black strawberry. So it's going to get much redder than this, but I'm really looking forward to those. Those look like a lot of fun. The bags along the back, this is potatoes. Those are starting to reach their end. So those, I've been picking a few of them, getting a couple of pounds out of each bag. Those are a few more that I just planted about 2 weeks ago. Lots of green beans, lots of flowers. There'll be green beans all the way through the middle of September. So that'll be good. Let's look around the back. Sunflowers, goodness me, they're bloody tall. Ouch, that felt great. Okay, the back row. Grapes for days. So many grapes. They're amazing. Zucchini. This one looks like it's covered in dusty mildew. Might still produce. There's not lots of flowers every day. There's not a lot of female flowers. Those are all male flowers. And they're just not forming any females. More tomatoes. These are supposed to be pumpkins, but don't think we'll get any pumpkins out of these this year. Grapes for days. Look at the size of these bunches. Some of these are huge. But yeah, so these are I think these are pumpkins as well. Kind of yellow. They're really being out competed by the grapes back there. And these are acorn squash. And they're starting to do their march across the lawn. So once they hit the grass, they'll put down more shoots, and so that should help. Yeah. Well, some tomatoes starting to turn color back there. Good. Grapes. Look at the size of some of those bunches. That bunch back there is about 10 inches long. Cool. All right. Lots of squashes starting to form. Great. Coming up by the front. Other zucchini. See, this is one that's looking pretty good. Nice, big, bushy growth. What it is about this box, I don't know, but it just it really produces. So we've already picked a couple off of here already. I had them for dinner yesterday. They were fairly delightful. Onions, picked, pickled, picked. More onions up there drying. And then we have the hops are growing all the way to the roof line now. So I can see they're starting to flower up in there. I can see some flowers are forming. Get a few hops out of this thing. And finally, we still have, there's like 3 apples that are still alive. So we might get one each. And that's it. Bye.